Polar grab the Shadow Priest, Mr. Dazzle.
They really like that hero.
They really do. And with Axe banned out.
Are they going to go like the Starladder for the full minus armor here? They've got Dazzle, Venge. Are they going to... They did Starladder one game already.
I like the Starladder versus Jug.
It's really, yeah, it's actually very strong versus Jug. Not the best
as good
versus the Tide and stuff, but it ends up being pretty good. Rubik does end up getting the amp damage though very easily, and that's pretty devastating with an Omni Slash if he does steal it.
Yep.
10 seconds remaining.
All right, Empire thinking about this third pick. They need their second support, and the Beastmaster. We've seen them run this at least twice, I believe, this tournament.
They do go for the Slark. Right away. No hesitation at all. Slark is actually one of those heroes, Rubik, just you can't deal with. Like, if he jumps on you, your Rubik is just basically dead. You have to try to be patient to wait for the Dark Pact to use your lift, but if you don't lift, you're dead for the most part. You just get bursted down quickly. But at the same time, if Rubik steals Shadow Dance, it's also really, really good because you can tell what wards are, you're healing.
Bad Slark to be able to steal Shadow Dance.
Yeah, exactly. So usually Slark is pretty damn good versus Rubik, but this Beastmaster pickup, I really like it. The way Empire plays it as well.
I think they're worried about getting it banned out, and they knew it's good against Slark, especially with the Hawk as well, to scout him out on the map. And
yeah,
I mean, Aces Polar down 2-0 in the grand finals. They may as well go for an Illidan Slark to end things in style if that is going to be the case.
I'd be scared of a Disruptor here if I'm Polar. Disruptor or like Lion, but more so Disruptor. I think he's really good versus Brewmaster and Slark. He's also good at picking off those heroes that get grazed and run away. He's also good because they have vision with the Beastmaster.
It could be a bit weak though. They might lack a little bit of damage with it.
That's true. What other damage would there be?
It's the pick. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that one.
There you go. I'm wrong.
Raptor.
Why would they not ban it?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Empire do play a bit of Enigma though. I don't know. I guess maybe thinking they can't really contest the jungle farm of an Enigma.
I mean, they have Beastmaster Roar for his ult. Yeah. That was an easy pick.
Pretty scary team fight for Empire. Huge setup with the Tidehunter and Disruptor ultimates. Lots of carry power with the Jug. Pretty well-rounded draft.
I feel like they need more team fight. All it is Brewmaster right now. If Brewmaster gets roared, the fight's like, I mean, I guess they can grave, but it's still an uphill battle for them.
Well, so what are the kind of options we have here? Probably an offlaner they're looking for, unless they want to put the Brew in the offlane. I don't know, what's coming to mind for the ideal team fighter?
Magnus even, maybe?
Centaur's okay.
It's a pretty heavy melee lineup. Magnus could be okay.
Centaur,
yeah.
I don't think you want to pick Mag into Rubik, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And there's a Hawk scouting you out and stuff. Could be a pretty difficult game.
LC's okay too. Good versus Beastmaster.
What about the Venom? They did a DK Phobos Venomancer a few games.
Venom's really good. I think that Polar's really good with the Venomancer.
I think it's good. Kills Juggernaut healing ward, stops the pushes, obnoxious for the blinks.
Well, about 20 seconds left for Aces Polar as they get executive here.
Empire had the same draft, didn't they, the other day, earlier?
Pretty close.
It looks really similar to the game the other day.
I don't know if it's exactly the same, but pretty damn close. All heroes that they're very comfortable with and have been running regularly.
10 seconds remaining.
All right, Aces Polar, what's it going to be?
Down to the 5 seconds.
FNG thinking hard. It's going to go down to the buzzer. The Night Stalker, one of the classics of Aces Polar. Okay. This is what we love, that Dazzle Night Stalker Slark. They love it.
Hats off to you, sirs.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Make sure you follow him on Twitter at FogDota. I can't hear you because you took your headset off, Merlini.
What's your problem, man?
Yeah, what's...
You drag me here and then you try to leave early.
All right, well, here we go.
Okay.
Game 2, although it is a 2-0 lead for Team Empire with that 1-0 winner bracket advantage.
So, one game away from securing the first place in the Starladder Season 11 LAN Finals. Aces Polar, they need 3 victories in a row to take first. A tough feat, but certainly possible. Dire side, they're going to get aggressive again. No smoke this time, but they will invade the Radiant jungle. They're pinging it out, looking at Radiant Vision. They see it nice and early, and I don't think they'll be caught unaware here. Maybe just some wards will come down for the Dire.
So they block the big camp with this Sentry Ward, as well as the medium camp. The big camp stack is more something I guess Silent comes a bit later on once he has his Mask of Madness and all that, but Aces Polar don't have the best draft for actually clearing stacks right now.
Yeah, they also get down this Observer Ward here on the other side of the tree line and make sure Aces Polar don't scout out the positioning. With no first blood shed, let's go ahead and introduce some rosters here. Radiant side, the team that needs the win. Aces Polar, FNG, their captain will be on the Vengeful Spirit. That's what puts Lil Hardy on the Shadow Priest Dazzle. Illidan, it will be on the Slark, farming in the safe lane. DK Phobos headed mid on the Brewmaster. That leaves Mag for the off-lane Night Stalker.
For the dire side, Team Empire up 2 games to nothing are going to be running their tri-lane up top with the Juggernaut on silent. Always want to play it playing the Disruptor. Aloha Dance on his signature Rubik. In the mid lane, it's going to be Resolution on Beastmaster. Finally, Yoki, Tidehunter, one of his best heroes, going to be going down bottom lane.
Yeah. Both teams really in their comfort zone here. We talked about the Dazzle, Night Stalker, Slark in the pre-game for Aces Polar and Empire. We've already introduced basically all of their signature heroes here. The off-lane Night Stalker is a little peculiar. He's going to be up against a tri-lane, so can't really expect Mag to find too much farm. Night Stalker, not one of those heroes known for his recovery mechanisms.
Yeah, Night Stalker, I think maybe if he's just going to go for like a straight Axe type build this game, just going to try to get some vision Aces Polar's way, since Empire's going to have the Hawks top lane. They're going to get a lift to pull back. Mag in some trouble.
Will they actually find the kill here? Kinetic Field locks him in place. Silent with the Blade Fury. He's going to move into the trees. Tangos his way through, but it won't be enough. Aloha Dance on the Rubik secures the last hit and the first blood.
That was close to surviving. If he tangoed out of vision and got like even just like 50 HP out of that salve, I think he can maybe live and try turn it around on the Jug with a Void. Mid lane, meanwhile, Resolution is had a rough start. He's got 0 CS because of this dual lane mid with the Dazzle.
Yeah, Dazzle's been very aggressive, moving up to that high ground, taking a lot of damage himself, but securing some nice early farm for DK Phobos. 4 and 6, already a lot of denies, but Aloha Dance rotates over, telekinesis back, Resolution low on health and on mana. Phobos happy just to give him a few love taps there, and will walk back to his side of the lane.
All right, well, Aloha Dance and Resolution. Aloha Dance showing up mid, I mean, Fog kind of talked about it. He just shows up at random place on the map, will just walk around, but mid lane, a lane that definitely needs help right now.
Yoki stacking some Ancients on the Dire side, already given up on this off lane. Not completely given up, but does not have the lane control that he wants, and will just look to secure some backup farm. That'll be the first stack coming through, some Thunder Hides and some Granite Golems. Aloha Dance securing the bounty rune here at the 2-minute mark. It will be an illusion down bottom, and that'll be secured by Yoki. So rune control going the way of Empire out of the gate.
Yeah. And Yoki actually has got some okay XP at bottom lane. It's a dual lane, so you'd expect that, but also importantly, the double pull not available for the Vengeful Spirit. He can stack up the pull camp and deny XP that way, but more than anything, I think he's just kind of... A dual lane alone is enough to deal with a Tide, because it's a Slark with an Orb of Venom, so very kind of lane control focus build from Illidan. He will still go for the Midas, I imagine, but wants to make sure he can at least keep the Tide zoned out as much as possible.
Yeah, Silent on the Jug, doing pretty well. Both the position ones essentially free farming within a couple of CS of each other. Yoki can move back into the lane, maybe be a bit more irritating, but comparing the off-laners, Tide off to a much better start, winning the CS war, but also not conceding that early death. Mag does also find his level 3, so not all bad news for the Night Stalker.
Night Stalker getting a lot more XP than I would have maybe considered. I guess the Rubik did end up leaving the lane. That's something Aces Polar were probably confident they could force out with this dual lane mid. They were probably reading the situation like, look, one of those supports is going to have to go mid, and then the Night Stalker at top will be able to get some guaranteed farm and XP.
Yes, sir. Smoke picked up by Rubik. Aloha Dance will continue to stay aggressive. Brown Boots, a smoke, about 450 gold to spare.
I think the play may be to go back top lane, try go for like a push out the lane kind of to the tower, and then try get a smoke, maybe gank wraparound from behind, and then transition into a tier 1 tower. If you can do that, that would give Empire a really big edge here in the early game.
Yeah. So this mid being a dual lane, it means Phobos and Resolution both going to be very delayed towards that level 6. And typically 2 heroes you'll see in more of a solo scenario, so you can secure that split pretty much as quickly as possible. Same with the Primal Roar. That will delay the amount of time that Aces Polar can rely on DK Phobos to move around and secure some kills with that Brewmaster split after all.
Here come the runes, and Beastmaster going to get the bottom rune. Looks like top rune will be taken by the Brew. Also a Curious Knight from the Hawk's Knight from the Venge, when we're talking about. Always nice to make sure you can deny as much vision. Also a decent little small chunk of gold.
Yep. Turns nighttime, so Mag going to have a slightly easier time now, increased movement speed, and can run around in the lane. So I guess that is one advantage to the off-lane Night Stalker, is 50% of the time he's actually pretty well suited for the job.
Yeah. So I guess the trade-off here has been Phobos as well as Resolution both going to have a slightly slower level 6, and I think that's good for Aces Polar. They don't mind as much about their Brewmaster level 6 timing as they do about Beastmasters, because he has been constantly getting kills. He'll have the supports rotate to his lane as soon as he's level 6 for a kill. and sometimes even earlier. And I think that's where Aces Polar wanted to make sure Resolution didn't have a big early game. He's playing catch-up as far as getting level 6 and even just getting his basic brown boots and bottle in this lane. So that's kind of it seems to be the rationale behind this dual lane, and I think it's worked out really well for them, despite Phobos having just level 4.5 right now.
Yeah, Night Stalker up top, almost caught in an odd position. It's always when a fly puts out a kinetic field, he'll go in and try and bait Mag a little bit. Rubik is in the river and may be able to rendezvous. Jugs level 6, levels up the Omni Slash. There's the telekinesis, and it'll be an easy pick on the Night Stalker. Great setup by Empire as they turn him into a blueberry sandwich.
Yep, they're smoking in mid lane. They want to contest this top, well, no top room for some time, but possibly just look for a kill towards the mid lane.
Yep, Smoke still hasn't been revealed. Dazzle's level 4, 2 points in the wave. Venge only 3, but a very well-rounded build. Does grab that first point in the aura. Here's the wraparound. They go onto Aloha Dance, Magic Missile. They want the Rubik, the easy kill, and they will find it. Phobos not going to be the one to grab the last hit. They give it to Mag as he comes cruising in and hits him with a Void.
Yep, FNG getting some more money as well, gets the Quillbore, and all things going okay for Aces Polar despite the 2 kills up top. They're pretty much on even footing right now, and it's always going to be the Illidan Slark that they know they have to fall back on. Illidan didn't go for the Mice, went for the Treads first, so once again, very kind of focused on the early game lane control.
Yoki caught down bottom, Pounce will leash. FNG comes in with a Magic Missile. Tide goes down, Aloha Dance. TP's in, telekinesis back into the tower. FNG will fall, but it's a 1-for-2 as Illidan secures a double.
Yep, and Disruptor's, oh, he's going to cancel the CP. They should have hit the Dazzle there. If they hide him, they actually get another kill out of that one perhaps, but I think Dazzle not quite realizing that was going to be a long 4-second TP, being the second TP down. Yep. Another TP coming. This is going to be an even extra second on top for the Tide.
Yep. So just going to try to go back to farming. Now Slark really getting some momentum. If he wants that Hand of Midas, can get it at a great timing despite going Power Treads and Orb of Venom first. 1,300 gold sitting in the bank. In the mid, this has opened up some time for solo XP. Phobos very close to his level 6. Resolution even a bit closer, now about 2 creep kills away.
All right, so Illidan really kicking off already. I guess the 2 options are you rush your Midas or you go for that Shadow Blade he loves to get and just go look to create space. The Rubik, the easy prey to get. If you get your Shadow Blade and he's still just got, look, Brown Boots, Wand, and Urn, he's not very tanky. You kill him with a full combo. And he'll have the right, he'll be like level 9, level 10 around that point and have the Pounce as well as Dark Pact leveled up for the max damage output.
So Ward comes down very aggressive here. Urn will come out for Mag, but already on this plateau. Great for Courier, so if you can get in position, but to me this means Empire will start to flip that switch and look to knock down these tier 1 towers sooner rather than later.
And I think they saw whoever Planet go in because they put a Sentry Ward in lane. I think they thought the Ward was Planet in lane, but it was actually Planet on that big cliff. So this is something Aces Polar had an idea a ward was planted, but just don't know where it is. Yeah, they have a ward on this high ground, so they saw the rotation over, but lost vision once he got up towards that high ground. Dire Courier picked off by Mag as he moves through the Dire jungle, and that ward I was just pinging out is the one that made it possible. Top lane can be pressure. This is a hard defense because Silent has got Omni Slash back up once more. Yeah, Akil had to go with his phase boots and already looking towards that Mask of Madness. That ward vision. Glimpse back onto FNG. This is exactly what Empire had in mind. FNG will get locked down, no support to be found, and it'll be a freebie going the way of Empire. They immediately ping, like, kind of, like the cliff as well as around the cliff saying, hey, look, that's a ward. That's one of those pings where it's like, guys, it's not my fault. I didn't realize it was warded. Yep. If you get the D-ward on that right away, that death is somewhat kind of paid for, because getting this D-ward on this ward spot is going to be very important for Aces Polar. Yeah, tier 1 tower up top will go down. They glyph it, but will just buy it a couple of seconds. Slark does indeed go for the Hand of Midas, so Illidan securing his farm with that accelerator, actually topping the net worth chart right now. Yeah, this is looking to be a great game for Illidan on his Slark. There is the Disruptor, there's Raw, there's a lot of kind of heroes that can sometimes deal with him, but just good decision-making, something which Illidan Slark is known for. He knows which fights to take. He knows how to create space to the rest of his team. Although he's not used to versing a Beastmaster, a very different type of hero to verse as a Slark. Sure, you know when the Hawk's around because of the Shadow Dance, but you have to play very differently and a bit more cautiously when you're up against that hero. Yeah, now this ward will get taken out. FNG with the sentries, a couple of uphill misses, but they will secure vision control of their Radiant Ancient area. So Beastmaster mid is level 7, has the max out Quillbore as well as Hawk now, but he's yet to get active on the map. No Roars, has a TP scroll, but hasn't moved out of this lane just yet. And yeah, same build he went for last time without the Inner Beast. And last, I believe it was just a Necro Book rush, but that was in a game against the Medusa, so maybe influencing that decision a bit more. Curious what build he'll go for. Maybe the Blink, maybe the Aghanims. A lot of options. it looks like the Necrobook again, and I think it's
the belt, yeah.
Always good, especially against Illidan, who likes to go Shadow Blade on his Slark. It's great in general for getting map control since it can D-ward as well once it's level 3, and it's just some extra firepower, which Empire right now, damage output is kind of limited just to the Juggernaut.
Yoki moves into the Dire Ancient. It's not the biggest stack, but still secures him some recovery for him. He'll get level 7, 1,200 gold towards the Blink at the 10-minute mark. Not the fastest Blink, but at least he has his Arcanes at a decent timing. Resolution and Phobos, they'll go blow for blow. Primal Roar to interrupt the ultimate. That cast point costing him his life as Always Wanna Fly and Silent rendezvous and drop an Omni. Uh-oh, but Tide, he gets punished from his Ancients.
That is even bigger there. Getting the Tide there, just finished the stack. He did clear everything, so no money going Illidan's way, but kill there. Illidan's level 10 now. He is massive. May just be a Blink Dagger game with the timing of it being a little bit better than the Shadow Blade. He wants to fight now, but nope, it's going to be the Shadow Blade. Picks up the amulet, has it flying out. This is a scary, scary Slark.
Yeah, so you've got a lot of heroes on the Dire that are food, at least the 2 supports, Aloha Dance, as well as Always Wanna Fly. They get scouted out by that Shadow Blade. They will be feeling the pain train. Even the Beastmaster and the Tide, pretty tanky heroes, still not quite there relative to where Illidan is and how much damage he can put out. He's doubling their individual net worths right now.
All right, here we go, top lane. Aloha Dance should be in trouble. They're going to pop the Knight, and getting out of this one, not going to be possible.
Telekinesis onto Mag. He'll just try to TP out. Can he actually make it? He can!
Gosh.
Oh boy, well played from Aloha Dance.
A tough one. Phobos didn't have his Blink. If he has his Blink, they don't have to use the Void. They could Blink Clap to initiate, but nothing to cancel the TP with the Void having to be used to kind of give the initiation. Bottom lane, they ulti, but Illidan gets out.
My, that's unfortunate for Empire. Very close call. Kinetic Field almost trapping him in. They had a Ravage as well.
Yep.
If he was stuck there, certainly would have been a death. And a much needed one at that.
More than willing to use all those ultis.
Always want to fly. Walks right into it. Kinetic Field comes out. He's still alive for now. Goes down to one last Shiv from Illidan. He does not have enough mana for the Shadow Dance stick. On cooldown for another 10. But the Shadow Amulet.
That's
so smart.
That is a good play to make. He needed the stick charges to be able to use Shadow Dance. So he's like, look, I'm going to just stay safe for now.
It's not too often you see that casual Shadow Amulet save you from a situation like that, but it certainly can come in handy.
Bottom river now.
Here we go. Silent trying to go in. He doesn't have an Omni Slash. Once the Blade Fury takes a lot of damage up front. Ravage to keep him alive. Yoki will secure the life of Silent. Healing Ward heals him back up, and maybe Empire want to reinitiate here. Omni Slash up in 3. They could possibly take a fight. Yoki on the high ground, in some trouble. Swapped back. They'll find the kill on the Tide as Empire watch from the other side of the river.
Yeah, hard to fight into that. The Brewmaster shows up. They saw him with the Warden like, we can't fight into Split. He's also got the Blink Dagger. Ace's Polar's timing right now is phenomenal. They've got the Shadow Blade on the Slark. He can go around getting solo kills on any support he wants, getting kills even on heroes like Beastmaster potentially, and they've also got the Blink on the Brewmaster. They've got 2 incredible space careers right now and great gankers. This is going really well for Ace's Polar.
Yep, still haven't jumped too far into the lead yet. It's about zeroed, though Illidan with the Shadow Blade and level 11, hungry for blood. Moves around the Dire jungle, gets pinged out now by Empire as they see him. They have a ward in the mid lane. Glimpse into the Static Storm. Kinetic Field. The ultimate. And now the split from Brew. Illidan will be okay for now, but not for long. They lock him down with a Primal Roar and secure the kill. Now the Brew left behind wants to isolate Aloha Dance. On the other side of the fight, Always Wanna Fly gets stunned up. Aloha will get isolated. Can he live? They're trying to keep him alive. It just won't happen. Rubik also falls. It's a 1-for-2 now. Silent will come back down from the tornado and just walk away.
That's an acceptable trade for Empire, though. Getting the Slark at this point, I guess he doesn't lose much gold because he did already buy his Shadow Blade, but slowing down his momentum. At this point, it's one of those games where if Slark starts getting kill after kill and just starts transitioning really quickly into his Skadi or whatever his next big item is, it gets really scary for Empire. So killing the Slark, losing your 2 supports, that's the kind of trade they'll take at this point.
And it was Beastmaster that ended that big streak, and that means he's got a Necro Book. Level 1 on the way out, and Silent, he'll start making move towards the Yasha, and pretty damn close to it.
Okay.
So that kill, like you said, even though Slark didn't lose too much gold, it still helps close that gap. This Juggernaut with the Mask of Madness, a farm accelerator in its own right, he's not really that far behind the Slark.
Yeah. So this is, Illidan will just keep kind of going to this top lane. He loves to make these sweeps through the enemy jungle, and with the Shadow Blade, he'll just get super aggressive, go for constant sweeps through enemy jungle. And this is what something Empire, if they've kind of I mean, they verse his team a lot. They know what he likes to do. They're not going to be having these supports kind of alone in the jungle too much. Or if they do, they're going to just get picked off left, right, and center.
Mag, invisible in the mid lane. They're stalking the Broom, or the Beastmaster. Swap, stun, blink forward from Phobos, and it's going to be an easy pick. Illidan secures that one.
They're also considering going for Always Wanna Fly here. Both Night Stalker and Slark are great heroes to have at the nighttime fighting with. The vision advantage very heavily favoring Aces Polar right now, although there is sentry detection in the mid lane and some wards. Right now, like the ward at bottom lane near that T1 tower does not help Empire.
They want to fly. They'll get caught. Pounce connects. Static Storm Kinetic Field wants to try to set it up for a TP in. Will they be able to get there in time? Silence the one to jump in. Does have a Blade Fury and an Omni Slash. Now a TP from the Rubik. This is going to be bad from Empire. Aloha Dan stunned right away, brought down as he TPs in. Silent without enough mana to use the Omni Slash. It's level 2, and he is short the mana pool he needs. Now Tide hopping forward. Ravage connects on 4. Lil Hardy gets off the grave, buys some time. The stick charges keep him alive. DK Phobos jumps in. There's the split. Stun onto Silent. He'll be locked down, and he'll be put 6 feet under. Beastmaster isolated by the tornado. Resolution goes down. It's Aces Polar with a 4-0 in the mid, and now they get the lead they've been hoping for all game.
Effectively a team wipe. They killed the Disruptor. That was what's got things rolling with the Slark pounce on the Disruptor, the tier 1. Full 5-man wipe. Huge edge going their way, and Slark is, well, he's doing Slark things. Picks up an Oak Club now. He is getting out of control very, very quickly.
Aces Polar striking back. Still 1 game from elimination, even if they win here, but they're making steps in the right direction. Gold graph about 4,000 in their favor, 5,000 XP in the lead. So what do you do if you're Empire at this point after taking that terrible fight mid? Seems like they just weren't prepared for Aces Polar to commit so heavily to that. They kind of TP'd in one at a time. Disruptor is like, well, I got my ultimate off, guys. Let's see if we can turn this around. And Empire just need to initiate with either their full 5 or just accept their losses, cut their ties, and say, all right, well, sorry, Disruptor, you got ganked. That was a 5-man rotation. If it was just a kill on the Disruptor, would have been not a break even, but not a huge gain for Aces Polar.
And I feel like even the Disruptor shouldn't have been caught out there. He got hit by a pounce out of Shadowblade, but he's under his tower. He had the vision there. It was just Slark catching him by surprise more than anything. I think Always Wanna Fly could have maybe avoided that with slightly better positioning. So I think more than anything, being proactive with vision, which is going to come from the Hawk more than anything, you can't afford to be buying sentries everywhere for the Shadowblade. But I think for Empire, it's going to be playing a kind of farm-focused game here. Fight around having all your ultimates, and even then, I don't think they can afford to take any really risky fights. They're going to be looking for pickoffs rather than 5v5 team fights. They get a pickoff, they back off, they farm their jungle. Ideally, they also want to sneak a Roshan at some point.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned that at all, but Juggernaut, part of his power with that Mask of Madness build is he can solo Roche very early on. Hasn't really had a great opportunity for it. So far, just been prioritizing farm in the jungle. We'll hold that thought as Empire. Smoke up in the mid with their 2 supports. Yoki without a Ravage for the next 20. Not sure they really want to fight quite yet, but Aces Polar are not going to give them any opening to initiate. The Night Stalker, going for a pretty tanky build here, grabs the Vanguard as his first big item pickup after the urn.
I think they're just looking to make it so there's no way Empire can get back in the game easily by going for like quick pickoffs on one hero. They're tanking up everyone, going for these early game centric items. You mentioned the Vanguard, the Brew going for the Vlad, which is your standard build, but these are all items built to fight as early as possible. They can just 5-man again soon if they want. They can farm and out-farm their opponents because Empire have to stick together. They're so scared of this Slark finding pickoffs, the Brew who can find pickoffs. Once it's nighttime again, Night Stalker has that great pickoff potential. That Empire have to stick. They're, once again, grouped up as 5 at bottom lane. This is all they can really do is stay together.
Now Radiant, they've got a ward down in this area. They have pretty good intel on what Empire are doing, and they will see the 2 in the back line moving on in. Vision, so important for Aces Polar right now, especially with this Slark balling out of control. If he gets sight on anybody solo, you better believe he's going to be going for it. Empire have the right idea with this 5-man squad. They've got the Ravage, and they want to utilize it. Tier 1 tower in the bottom lane will go down, it looks like. Not even a glyph, no contest from Aces Polar.
I think Aces Polar just saying, look, we do so well once we get a BKB on Slark. There is no way fight into this Slark. Even with a raw Omni Slash to go through, I think Slark should be okay. He's got Grave, he's got Swap, he's got so much good backup from his team that for Slark to die, he would have to be horrendously out of position and his team nowhere nearby. It'd be a really, really bad play if he does somehow get caught out once he has this BKB, but I just don't really see him dying.
Yeah, the only thing Empire have on the BKB is the Beastmaster Roar to lock him down. The problem was, where's the follow-up damage after that? Jug does some physical damage, but still not really hitting that hard yet. It's really the Disruptor and the Rubik that are the key heroes to try and lock him down with that Static Storm, as well as the Glimpse. But here we go. BKB picked up, delivered, and with that, Aces Polar smoke up his 5 and move through the mid.
Yeah, they know their
But
exact
Empire,
timing.
they're smoked also.
They got double sentry, a bit of miscommunication there, but they want Roche. It's not going to happen, though.
Yogi jumped on. There's the silence, but BKB from Illidan. Yogi doesn't want to ravage this. He'll go down, saves the Ravage as Empire cut their losses this go around and just try to make it out. Necronomicon units will get left behind, stunned by Venge for that extra little bit of bounty.
Oh, here goes the Bruce Split higher up.
They give it to Illidan. Yep, Bruce Split comes out, stunned on to Always Want to Fly. He's going to be the first casualty here. Illidan waiting for Resolution to come back down. They stun him, they kill him. It's a 3-0 outside the Roche pit. Aces Polar again coming out on top.
Yowzers, that was really nice play from Phobos. He blinked to the high ground, was he was in those trees around the Roshan pit just east of it and just said, I'm going to split. He didn't even have any vision of Empire. He didn't go for a clap. He just knew that they were outside there and he's like, look, if there's so much to stop me if I show myself. So he used his split in Fog and then just ran out. Well, not Fog for him. He had the Radiant Observer above the Radiant Observer maybe just planted now, but either way, Roshan gets secured. Aces Polar looking fantastic with this.
I feel like Empire almost had a little window there to contest that, knowing that the Slark BKB was on cooldown and still holding the Ravage. They have this tier 2 tower and would have been a risky play, so I see why they didn't go for it. But
the vision advantage was very heavily favoring Aces Polar with the high ground ward above the Roshan pit, which is where it's hard. Not to mention being nighttime.
Yeah, that's true. The nighttime is probably the big dissuading factor. So Aces Polar really getting momentum now, about 10,000 gold, 14,000 experience in their favor at the 21-minute mark. Slark still holding the top of the net worth as they start to rotate onto Silent. No smoke, but they won't need it. Silent in the tree line, fogging for now. We're going to take a look at Radiant Vision. They don't know where he is, and the Jug will just TP home.
Yep. The weave was used, but slightly off point.
Yep.
Though, I think Aces Polar just going to be 5-manning. It's Empire who kind of have to 5-man, and I guess Aces Polar have Illidan not going for solo kills, which is just fine, but it's going to be this, let's actually take objectives now. Mid lane,
and the solo kills right onto Yoki, misses the pounce.
Wow.
Probably could have been a kill had he connected. Some TP reactions, though, and Slark will be happy just to pull Empire into a different position.
And a bit low on mana. Slark has the Shadow Dance, but doesn't have his full combo. Doesn't also have much mana for his Shadow Blade, so I guess there's Arcane Boots up top lane with... Actually, Lil just used his, so this is not going to be the easiest fight for... well, at this point, he's got an Aegis, so I don't think you mind too much about the lack of mana in your Slark.
Yeah, plenty of time left on that Aegis as Roche still pretty recently in the grave. Necronomicon level 3 around the corner for Resolution. 900 gold with the Necro 2. Empire still staying grouped as a pretty big unit here, not quite as fine. They're going to leave Silent to farm the Ancients. He did pick up a Manta Style as his first kind of core item after the Mask. And meanwhile, Aces Polar group up at the top.
Yeah. So the fights go really bad with just Slark having a BKB, but soon Aces Polar are going to have triple BKB with Brew and Night Stalker not far off their BKBs, and that's where, as far as Empire game plan goes, they just total the high ground. And if Aces Polar see that's happening, they just out-farm. They farm both jungles, they farm Ancients. It's very difficult for Empire to turn this game around.
Yes, indeed. It feels like this is the Aces Polar game to throw at this stage. They've just got so much momentum, and we talked about the lack of answers for the BKB Slark. I feel like if Empire, or pardon me, if Aces Polar just play this tight, play it smart, don't take any undue risks, they should be able to just continue chipping away at Empire.
Illidan, to me, Illidan's almost been the player of the tournament. Even should Empire lose this series, he has been making so many plays throughout the event, and, well, he's on the hunt once more. Gets spotted up by an Observer Ward, and
he's all by himself, though. Empire have quite a few here. BKB available. They don't want to burn too much on a Slark, who does have an Aegis of the Immortal. Ty goes ahead and just TPs out, and everyone else will Delta Split. Aloha Dance TPs out in the trees, and Silent, well, he's pretty damn speedy. He's just going to run for it with the Mask of Madness on. Illidan thinking about pursuing, but ultimately does not engage.
Rubik at mid, just getting a thunderclap out of this, but FNG, some very aggressive wards planted now. This makes this defense incredibly hard.
Yeah, this is Radiant Vision we see right here, and they just have so much intel into this general area of the map. So a lot of heroes from Empire hiding in the fog as they stay at the high ground. Empire will not defend this tier 2 tower mid. They don't have a glyph here, so they aren't even going to try it.
It's just free tower after free tower. Vision going so heavily in Aces Polar's side. FNG gets down 2 very deep Observer wards. They're just wards designed to figure out where Empire's heroes are on the map, which direction they go, where can Illidan find the best pickoffs. And this makes it so hard for Empire to do anything apart from just huddle in their base, turtle up, hope for the best. They're not going to be having any kind of late game refresher tide though, unless they win a few team fights, because Yoki's not very farmed. The supports aren't getting any big items. It's only really Jug who's finding some farm on the map, and Beastmaster with a Necro 3, he's peeking right now, but he's peeking and can't even fight into the Aces Polar side. Yeah,
that's one of the big issues, and now DK Phobos completes his BKB on the Brewmaster after the Vlads, so he's going to be a little harder to deal with too. Illidan just jumps in, destroys the Disruptor as he catches him out. Aloha Dance says, I'm just going to TP the hell out of here. See you later, guys. And Tide will do the same. All right. This Slark, he is just out of control. Hawk will expire before he can grab the last hit. Does have an ultimate orb now, so I wonder what he's going to move into. Could this possibly just be a Linken's to try to deal with that Brewmaster a bit more effectively?
Yeah, I think the more standard Skadi, also still very good against Jug. You can slow him down in the fights when he's so mobile with this Mask of Madness Manta. But
I'm just thinking if he BKBs, they can literally not touch him, so there is some value there.
Linken's is the safe choice, which I feel like can just guarantee you don't die, you win the game.
Yeah.
Skadi's the option where it's like, I'm going to risk it a bit and maybe just go for a bit more damage output and a better way of killing the Jug. With Linken's, it's really hard to kill the Jug. With Skadi, it's a lot more possible, but at the end of the day, I don't think Jug's a problem. So I think Linken's may be the safer choice.
Yeah, not a problem yet. He's the only one that's farming decently on the Dire side. Still number 2 on net worth, but Brew quickly nipping at his heels, only about 1,000 behind. Everyone else on the Dire are where the struggle is. Always want to fly. Lowest on net worth, 1,200. What a drop-off when you get to those supports.
Yeah. I think one thing the Aces Polar side's done a really good job of this game is clearing out these Beastmaster Hawks. I've seen both supports on the Raiden side, FNG as well as Lil, kill like 2-3 Hawks each. Slark's constantly hunting them. These Hawks have been dealt with very well, and that's something which Beastmaster is, I mean, that's what the main reason he gets picked, is that Hawk vision is amazing.
Both teams smoked up right now. The Hawk flying over the high ground, and they'll see FNG as it gets revealed. Theirs gets revealed also. Yoki, we're going to take a look again at Radiant Vision. They see a lot of heroes. They don't.
They're there.
Oh, pardon me, that was... yeah, I had the wrong vision on mine.
Phobos BKB blinked up. The smoke revealed, so they figured out where they were, but...
All right, so Empire, they see the BKB, and they just TP out. Aloha Dance almost gets left behind, but
10-second BKB, but I feel like that's not even a... Yeah, it's almost a non-factor at this point. The BKB is more like a split-second thing you want to have when you see a Tide blinking at you with Ravage, or if Disruptor's trying to glimpse Static Storm, you just BKB out. So I think a 5-second BKB, even if Brewmaster's BKB was 5 seconds right now, I think he wouldn't even care.
Agreed. So Jug still continue to impress with his farm, about 3,000 gold on him. Where should the Jug build at this point? Are we talking just standard carry items here? Thoughts for Silent.
I mean, we've seen a lot like this Skadi type build. He may just go for a Basher.
It will be Skadi on Slark, by the way.
Yeah.
Screwed that up.
I think Jug is like a Skadi Basher type build if he wants to be able to fight to Aces Polar. He may. The other option is the BKB, but BKB doesn't help too much against the Slark.
I do like the Basher idea, though. Gives you something to deal with those BKBs, and if you can upgrade it into an Abyssal, then they actually do have some lockdown. Slark not going Linken's with a Primal Roar and an Abyssal. That's a lot of crowd control.
He's getting Drunken Hazed a lot, so maybe even considers like an MKB or something.
He just picks up the Demon Edge as you say that, so looks like that's where he'll go.
Yeah, there's Drunken Haze, there's Crippling Fear, there's a lot of mischance coming out from this side. He has to go damage, I feel, at this point, so if it wasn't this, it was something like a Basher type build, which needs to come out.
So Illidan closing in on the Skadi with 2 ultimate orbs and about 600 gold in the bank. The Aegis expired a couple minutes ago. Couldn't really make great use of it, but that's okay. Aces Polar happy just to deny Roche from the Juggernaut more so than anything. Mid lane.
Oh, here goes
Initiation. He goes on to always want to fly. Kinetic Field buys him a little bit of space. Shadow Blade still plenty of duration, and no way he's going to live. Auto attack with the backstab and tries to glimpse him, but won't make a difference.
Yeah, Empire just so defenseless against these kind of plays. They really need a D-ward. Both these Observer wards, which FNG planted like 3 or 4 minutes ago, have not been touched. They've got this Necro 3 and Beastmaster. They're kind of holding on to it for a fight. And fight will, well, not really a fight. A poor Vengeful Spirit will get caught.
Looking for the pickup. They actually use the Primal Roar for this. He has a Ghost Scepter. That'll buy FNG a little bit of time for Illidan. I'm enjoying the party. Resolution, the target of choice, stays alive. Mac showing off his BKB, finds the kill on the Beastmaster, and the rest of the team making an exodus. Silent has an Omni Slash, but on the run. A couple of creeps away from level 16, and I think he will try to save it for another day.
Here comes the Blink Clap. Oh.
And nice juke from Silent. Clap will be off the mark, but he's not out of the clear yet. Darkness is on, caught by the pounce. Now Silent gonna go down. Silenced so he can't Omni. Oh boy, Empire starting to crumble. It's a 1 for 3 if you count the Disruptor to start off that fight.
Yeah, I mean, you can juke the clap for the Observer. Again, this FNG Observer, these two wards are finding Aces Polar good fights and good pickoffs constantly. And this is where I think this Necrobook for Beastmaster, he should be using it even when there's no fights going on to clear out these wards. This is a very common spot on the above the tier 2 tower bottom lane. When at mid isn't as common, but it's a very easy to find one once you summon that Necrobook.
Illidan now gets the Scotty. Look at it, he just goes right to the high ground without a care in the world. Roche up in about 1 minute, but that may not even be a factor. A defensive weave from Aces Polar as they group up in the mid, and they want to go high ground. There is a dire glyph. They're feeling very strong with the Jug dead. Looking at buyback, Jug does have it, but with 15 seconds, will not want to use it here. Yoki does have a Ravage.
Well, just the one Ravage, and you can't really kill the Slug inside the Ravage. You don't have the damage for it. Juggernaut with an Omni Slash is the only way. About to hit level 16, you can come close. If you Ravage into Raw with an Omni Slash, you kill the Slug. But even then,
you got the Bruce Split to deal with. You got this Night Stalker who's getting some momentum. Vanguard, BKB, Point Booster.
He could buy back and push. There's a high chance of failure as well if he BKBs in time to deal with the Ravage. So I feel like it's very low percentage play. Not to mention the swap save.
Bumps right into Always Want to Fly, uses the BKB. And Storm not going to do a hell of a lot. Aloha Dance TP's out. Will live a little bit of a close call. They may try to jump on him here. BKB about to expire. Resolution is slated. He gets off the Necronomicon. Can't get off the Roar. Here's the Omni Slash, but plenty members of Aces Polar nearby. The Brewmaster split. The mech from Dazzle Silent just desperately trying to live, but the swap back from FNG despite the Blade Fury. Lil Hardy actually kills, takes that last word damage there. That's a little unfortunate. But not a successful fight for Empire by any stretch of the imagination. Silent still possibly in some trouble. No, Brew goes back into Panda form. They won't pursue any deeper.
Well, they're just winning every single fight they take. They're taking all the objectives. One T2 tower remains at bottom, but they seem more concentrated on this mid lane now. Ravage still held on to it. It's not like Yoki's not trying to look to make a play with it. There's just no openings.
Yeah. Slark very low on mana here with the BKB down. That actually could have been their opening. You know Slark doesn't have a BKB. That's an opportunity to jump on him, but without the Omni Slash, like you said, where's the damage? I mean,
the two supports are not doing. They've got some lockdown, some control, but you can control the Slark all you want, but you got to go through 2.4k worth of HP.
Yeah, damn tanky with that Scotty for sure.
And then swap Grave. You've got two defensive supports, and that's where even when they have the Omni Slash, if they Ravage into Raw into Omni Slash, either Dazzle or Vengeful Spirit, chances are Slack should survive. It's just such a low percent to kill him. You have maybe a 5% chance of success in killing Illidan should you jump in. But if you go for someone else, you go for like a support like a Dazzle or a Venge who's a more likely kill, you're almost guaranteed that Illidan's getting 2-3 kills in the fight. So there's no real right way to take a fight for Empire.
Yeah, he now picks up the Skull Basher, and we'll have something to deal with BKBs, the TP out, which previously Aces Polar have struggled with a little bit. Now Empire moving to the Roche pit. They've got a Medallion. Roche falling very quickly. Radiant Vision, they do have a fair bit of it here as they scout it out, but just doesn't matter. Roche goes down uncontested. Aegis picked up by the Beastmaster of all heroes. FNG locked down. They will find the kill there, but now Illidan, BKB jumps forward. Always Want to Fly. 3-shot by the Slark, who now has the Basher. Aloha Dance also goes down. The godlike streak for Illidan continues. It's a 1-for-2, and Roshan not really helping out Empire as much as they would have liked.
Yeah, Illidan thinking about just going high ground here. Does have to worry a bit about an Omni Slash, but Shadow Dance can quickly keep him alive.
Yep. Oh, they also burned the Aegis in that fight. I think.
No, Juggernaut still has.
Oh, I thought the Beastmaster picked it up. I'm sorry, I misread that. Jug has it. I thought it was weird that the Beast grabbed it. I thought it was just a panic pick. So, okay, they still have the Aegis of the Immortal. Not all bad. And they still have the Omni Slash. But they also still have the Bruce split, so both sides with a lot of cooldowns.
Yeah, it feels like Aces Polar, if they want to keep fighting, they can. Even BKB on cooldown for the Slark, so they'll kind of cautiously siege this, using the Shadow Dance as well as a potential Grave to keep him alive, but
yeah, Dire also have a glyph, so no need to really overcommit. Phobos gets his Aghanim Scepter 33 minutes in. BKB, Ags, Blink, and Blast. Phobos feeling pretty damn good right now.
And then you look at Night Stalker, he's going to complete an Ag soon, and that's when Vision advantage goes entirely in Aces Polar side. Again, more wards being planted. That same ward by that tier 2 bottom tower, very similar ward just outside the Dire base. FNG, these wards are just... I mean, they're not winning this game alone. End of the day, the draft, the strategy is working out well, but these wards have been very crucial to their strategy. I mean, I feel like he's getting more vision than Resolution's getting with his Hawks this game out of these two wards.
It feels like it. As you pointed out before, they've been so on point with killing the Hawks anytime they see it. And I do like the idea of the Night Stalker versus the Beastmaster to limit his vision that much more. even if you are killing the Hawks. Phobos picks up a bounty rune. There's a regen at the top that no one will grab quite yet.
Oh. Aces Polar, they're just happy to kind of slow roll this one. They could have maybe gone for a more aggressive play to try and end it, but not wanting to really risk this one, especially now that there is an Aegis on Jug. There is that potential for Empire to kind of combo together that perfect team fight. I think the Static Storm from Disruptor, rather than aiming for someone like the Slack or any of these BKB heroes, he's got to look for heroes like the Dazzle, the Vengeful Spirit. Just throw it kind of blindly at the backlines behind the Slack, where the swap save may come from, the grave save may come from. That's always when a Fly can try and do this fight, is stop a grave or stop a swap while the rest of his team go for like a key hero like Illidan.
Dazzle with an aggressive weave catches most of Empire, and that'll probably be enough to deter them from wanting to take a fight. No, all right, not most. Catches 2, but the Jug is the key one there. Tier 2 in the bottom, soon to fall. Dire have a glyph, won't use it. I'll save it for the high ground as Dazzle gets the last hit on the tower.
Once again, this ward, Empire probably know it's there at this point with how much fighting has gone on around that area. And the fact that they're blind, so...
mid. Illidan jumped on by Resolution. This time they'll find him. Static Storm's there. The Omni Slash Disruptor ending the streak with an 800 gold bounty.
Really nice. The Resolution Blink Dagger picked up just for that purpose. Blink Roar, and he also saw Illidan was low on mana, so he knew he could burn him down fast enough such that even if the Roar Sun Duration wasn't enough, he has no mana for a Shadow Dance.
That kill was a 2,800 net worth gain for Empire. There's that little rubber band effect coming into play as they claim this Tier 1 tower mid. Aces Polar will glyph it, but down it goes. About a minute and a half left on the Aegis of the Immortal, and it seems like Empire want to make the most out of it, given they still have a Ravage available.
That's some serious cash income.
It really is. So they've got another glyph. Slark does have a buyback if necessary. So Empire probably looking to just focus this Tier 2.
I think that more than doubled the Disruptor's net worth. That one kill.
Yeah, I think so. He was pretty damn poor. To be fair, that's not saying much. He was in like the triple digits for a while, but yeah, that's a recovery he much needed. They will defend this Tier 2 without needing a buyback. They do have to use the glyph though, and Empire will just retreat.
Yeah.
Low Hot Dance, kind of left behind. He'll just TP home, and he'll be okay. Whew. Close call.
Yeah. Has the Acceptor now, Mag. Haven't given him they're keeping the gem on Lil for now. Lil, by the way, going for a BKB as well. I think he realizes that Disruptor kind of, I mentioned looking for a Static Storm on the Dazzle. Well, get a BKB yourself. If you're guaranteed, not to mention not getting hit by Ravage, so much kind of like nukes and control on the Empire side. Just don't get hit by it. Guarantee a grave onto one of your carries.
Lil has incredible farm. He's 4-0-6.
Yeah.
He's more farm than the Tide Hunter right now.
It's scary. This is still, like, that one pickup on the Slack changes very little.
Blink
considering he didn't buy back.
BKB on this Dazzle. Wow. Everything a Dazzle could want and then some. Yep. Well, Illidan, not much item progression since we last saw that Skull Basher picked up, but he does have about 1,800 gold, still utilizing that Midas. Juggernaut nipping at his heels still. Silent really farming pretty effectively. Another 3,000 gold since he picked up the Monkey King bar. Loses the Aegis of the Immortal. That'll open up an inventory slot. And you thinking a Butterfly here? Where do you go next?
Abyssal Blade, or maybe, or...
He's thinking Butterfly. There you go.
So, Slack.
Smoke. FNG reveals it. Phobos goes in. Stun on to Always Want to Fly. The Raptor will fall before this fight even starts. Brew does use his BKB, I believe. Yep, he does. So a quick pick. Now the base will be sieged. Glyph comes out right away from Empire. They're backing up. They want to choose to initiate on their terms. No buyback on the Raptor. So this is going to be 30 seconds without a Disruptor. Tier 3 tower goes down. Barrett's exposed. Resolution goes in onto Illidan, but the Dark Pact is there. Oh no, now the Omni Slash flying through. Might find the kill on Little Hardy. He gets the grave off. Ravage on 3. Resolution dies off to the backside. They finally bring down the Dazzle, but the Slark reinitiating the party. They've already lost their Vengeful Spirit. Aloha Dance with a Ghost Scepter, buying some time. Now the man mode fight Silent versus Illidan, and Illidan will come out the victor, but no, the stolen grave buys Silent some time. He's alive for now, but not long enough. More buybacks coming out. The Rubik's here. Disruptors finally come back. Flips back onto Yoki, or pardon me, onto DK Phobos. Yoki trying to go blow with him. Are they even going to be able to kill DK Phobos? No, Illidan comes back in. Rubik falls. Always Want to Fly, forced to back out. And it looks like Aces Polar might be doing it here, gods. Jug, as well as the Rubik, forced to buy back, and they still won't hold the barracks.
Yeah, they've got ultimates, everything raw to Ravage, to Omni Slash on cooldown, and Illidan full HP more or less, has decent mana. He's going to get killed and always want to fly in.
Oh my. Silent comes in, uses the Manta. Illidan may still win this battle. Shadow Dance is there. The bashes. Silent in big trouble. If he goes down here, it'll be a dieback, and he does. Yoki stunned up at the Tier 4's Empire. They're all dead, and they tap out. Aces Polar strike back and take us to another game.
I'm glad we've broken the curse. The 2-0 curse we've had here in Starladder Season 11 has finally been lifted. Woo. Empire get tested.
Is this the beginning of the comeback? The reverse all kill. They need to win the next 2 in a row. Empire still 1 game away from taking the tournament. But if Aces Polar continue like that, they may be able to do it. That Slark needs